Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. This time we are going to be talking about Spiritfarer. I'm playing this on the Nintendo Switch, but you can get it on pretty much everything. This game has kind of a fun story. You take over from Karen, the person who ferries souls into the afterlife. And your entire goal in this is to go around, meet the different wayward souls of this world, help them out with some of their problems, and then eventually take them to, this big gate that's going to take them onto the afterlife. It's kind of interesting. Like, all of the souls that you have to help out, they take the form of some anthropomorphic animal. It's kind of cool. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's just very kind of relaxing. It looks really good. I really like this game. So as I play the game, I just kind of met with a whole bunch of really interesting things. There's a lot of different puzzles that you need to solve, a lot of resources that you need to gather, and different tasks that the people that you meet ask you to do. Some of them will end up joining you as you sail around this world. Some of them won't. It's kind of fun to, sit back and just look at the game, watch it being played. And honestly, I found just sitting there doing the fishing in between locations is probably one of my favorite parts of the game. I don't know if it was intended to be, but that really was just one of my favorite parts, because you can just sit back, relax, and kind of enjoy what's going on. A lot of this game takes place on a ship that you end up getting. It's kind of given to you, and you have to go and take it to the shipyard to get it cleaned up so you can actually build buildings on it. It's kind of a cool mechanic because you have to basically build this huge tower of stuff on the deck of your ship. It's pretty cool looking. And along the way, you meet all these interesting characters, and they give you different mini games that you have to complete in order to get resources. So you have to split logs, you have to use a loom in order to make fabric and everything. You need to grow your own food on this ship. Some of the resources that you need have to be grown there too. It's just really cool to go through and play this and see all of the fun things that you can do and how they all kind of work together. You also have to upgrade your buildings, and sometimes your guests will have you build different buildings for them, so they might want like a little house or something like that. And then some of the resources that you need to do are all in the form of mini games, or you need to go and pop squid, which you'll see later, and that's also in the form of a mini game. There's not really any combat in this. It's just you hopping around, doing different things, raising crops, and trying to, solve these people's problems and make them happy. Oh, you also have to cook, which is kind of fun because you'll get different recipes and everything. And as you upgrade your different buildings and upgrade your kitchen in particular, you'll be able to make better recipes, and that's kind of cool too. You can only feed your characters the same food once, which is a little misleading the way they say it. You just can't feed them the same thing 2 days in a row, so you need to kind of space it out. But you have plenty of options to cook for, or different recipes that you can cook, so that's never really been an issue for me. Also, the fishing gives you a bunch of different things that you can use in order to make different food, and then later on you can combine different things, so it all works out. Visually, this game is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way everything really works because the days go in a somewhat real time. You can go through storms where a little mini game that you'll have to catch lightning pops up. Everything is pretty easy to understand, especially when you're trying to figure out what to do and where to go. This is the jellyfish sequence that I mentioned earlier, and it's really good looking. I love the way it does. I love the way it looks, especially with these weird jellyfish that are flying through the air. There's so many strange things in this little world that they've created that you can just sort of get lost in it. Where I am now, I just find it to be really great to sit back and watch the sunset and the sunrise, just because it changes the way everything looks. I did see a few solar eclipses as well, which always look kind of cool. But just sitting back, playing the little fishing mini game, watching the sun go up, watching the clouds change from, white to different shades of pink to purple, it just looks really cool. I love the way it looks because it sort of reminds me of like a watercolor painting, but some parts of it kind of look a little bit like a colored pencil or something like that. It just looks amazing when you go into a new area and it takes on a little bit of a different art style from the previous one. I cannot say enough good things about the way this game looks. And when you go through the storms, or when you just have a day that's raining, I love how it makes it look like there's actually a camera watching this whole thing from a side view, because you have the rain, you'll see the rain falling on the deck of the ship and everything, and then you'll see the rain falling in front of the camera. It just looks so awesome. I don't know why I think this looks really cool, but it's just great. Also, when you do the different actions, you see different things pop up. So here, where I'm making fabric on the loom, you have that little puff of smoke. You have the same thing when you're cutting logs as well. I haven't tried the foundry yet, but all of this stuff just looks really cool. There is so much more that I haven't explored in this game yet. I haven't found all the different spirits that you need to help, but it's just great sitting there talking to all these different people. And it feels like there was a lot more going on, because some of them talk about how, they're related to your main character. They all have like previous relationships with you in some way. It's going to be really cool to see exactly how all this pans out. And I hope that it's kind of explained why all of them are animals and why you're pretty much a human girl. I'm guessing something happened in this world where everybody just sort of passed on, and your job is to just find all of them and help them do whatever they need to do. It's not a new story by any stretch of the means, but it is kind of a fun spin on that, where you have a bunch of lost souls and they need to do certain things in order to be able to pass on and that kind of stuff. It's just a fun spin on a story that I probably heard plenty of times, but haven't really thought about in a very long time. So that's going to wrap everything up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, 'cause I would love to hear your opinion on Spiritfarer. This is such a fun game. It looks really great. I just absolutely love it. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.